It's a sport, it's a hobby, and for many, it's a passion. In the game of golf, there are also those who spend a lifetime in search of that perfect swing. But what you may not know is the fact that your tee shot could be very hazardous to your health.
If they have a bad back and some pain issues, they have to just change their swing so they can move without losing their power, number one, and stay out of pain, number two. So, and that's really the teacher's responsibility to get that figured out.
Dr. Jim Suttie has committed himself to helping pros and amateurs find the ideal stroke, and is also an author on the topic. Dr. Dan Hurley specializes in the science of the spine, and both men have devoted lots of time and knowledge trying to help golfers discover success without sacrifice.
You know, there's a question about, do people come out to the course with a little bit of ignorance to a degree of what how they might get injured. And so I think that probably in golf that's true.
Hi Julian, I'm Jim Suttie. I'm a golf professional, and Dr. Dan Hurley.
Well.
Yes, how are you?
And so we're going to talk about your golf swing, and we'll take pressure off your back. Go right ahead and hit a couple and we'll see. Oh, you have a good swing. Yeah, very nice.
How lovely to hear you say that.
Yeah, really good. Yeah.
Juliana, we know each other from a little adventure you've had over the past year of getting your back in order, and you're at the point now where you've kind of gotten through a tough, I think, I don't want to say crisis of pain, but kind of an episode of pain.
For me, it was a crisis of pain.
Right, because you might not be able to play golf. So,
well, I couldn't stand up and fix a meal. I couldn't walk across my kitchen. I couldn't go to the grocery store.
Right.
I really couldn't do very much at all. So.
And this was mostly because it was your back, how much did you have leg pain at all, or was it mostly your back?
It was my back that, yeah. I did have leg pain as part of it, but the major portion of it was in my back.
Right.
I think the toughest for me is walking up and down hills, and I play on a very flat course, but into a bunker, out of a bunker, might have a very high side, up to a raised, elevated green or something like that.
I think it's just realizing long term, if it's a game you want to stay with, it's minimizing the things that are going to keep you out of it.
Jim, what's your handicap?
22.
22 handicap, and you have a history of back problems?
Not really.
No?
I periodically get a little stiffness in the lower part of the left side of the
Left
back,
side of your back, okay.
which I happen to have now. I just drove back here from Arizona, and I've
Okay.
been sitting in the car for
Okay.
3 days. Yep.
Okay, now the only thing I see is right at the bottom you're creating a lot of torque on your back. As you come into the ball, you're kind of like this, you see. So what you want to do is you don't want to try to use your legs. Although you can use your legs, don't try to use them. So when you come down, I want you to feel like everything works together. You know, your shoulders, your hips, and at impact will be right here with your right foot on the ground. Feel that?
Yeah.
And the momentum of the swinging club will bring everything off the ground, and I'll come up on your right toe. That's it. See, otherwise you see that? Now your head is almost right over your front leg, and that, again, you see that takes all the pressure off your spine.
I can feel that.
So Tom, you and I know each other, and I think the situation with you, different than I think a couple of other people we've talked to, is you've actually had a back surgery, right? About how long ago was that?
About a year and a half ago.
Okay, and that was, you had a herniated disc, or what they tell you?
Yeah, the procedure I had done was called a microdiscectomy. I try to do a lot of stretches at home, before I go to the course.
Okay, good.
So I would do, I would lay down, get my strap and attach it to my foot and do that stretch. So there's probably about 10 minutes worth of stretching involved at home. Then when I get to the course, there's some various things that I do at the range.
We owe it to ourselves to give that, even if it's just a short time each day, to do a couple things with it, stretching and strength. And I tell people, even in the morning, if you can do it to a couple songs on the radio. You always think, oh, I'm going to be late. It's like, okay, a song is 2 or 3 minutes long. And maybe, so if you can do a couple songs, if you put a CD on, you realize, look, I do 3 songs, that's 9 minutes. I'm not going to be late. Sometimes it seems like when you're stretching or doing sit-ups or something, you're taking too long. And I think having a little timer like that just lets you get a miniature, like a mini workout in, but you know, you're not infringing that much on the day.
So one of the things I see is you have a kind of a wide stance. So I'd narrow your stance a little bit, would be first thing, and it'll help it easier to rotate your body. Maybe get your stance with both feet flared out a little bit. That makes it very much easier to turn your hips. Straight up, stand straight up, that's it. The straighter you stand with the head over the left leg, the less pressure you create on the back. That's good right there, what you're doing. So you're taking all the pressure off your back by not being on your left side at the top of your swing, getting more to your front foot at the forward swing.
And for those confident ones who believe that with a strong and sensible swing that they can give the greats of a game a run for their money, the golf doctors have a simple message. Think again.
The average guy just cannot copy or do the stuff that Tiger's doing. Like when I see a tip, develop a power release like Tiger. It's not going to happen because Tiger's got his own swing, as each person is going to have their own way of timing their swing.
If you're golfing and you're not a pro athlete, you have to just respect that golf has a lot of forces and torque on your back and on your legs and neck and shoulders, and I think you just owe it to yourself to stay in shape.